What sort of implications are there for the globe if the Strait of Hormuz were shut now or at a later date?
I would like to say that the region in question, that is the Persian Gulf, is a very strategic region for international reasons. That is, about 20% of global oil is supplied from the area. Saudi Arabia has so much oil, but much of its reserves or much of the drilling happens at that region, the coast, the Persian Gulf coast. And then other countries like Iran, Kuwait, Iraq, all have their oil resources being moved in that corridor. So if it is closed, the Strait of Hormuz is closed, it goes to affect global market prices. And therefore, when there is any closure or there's any disruption in the region, it goes to affect global oil prices. And countries, both developed and developing, will be affected by that.
For a country like Taiwan, where there is not a significant amount of oil and natural gas going through the Strait of Hormuz, but it would certainly still have an impact, what sort of considerations might leaders be going through right now?
So these countries will then have to face some challenges because, trying to change your sources of supply is not that easy. It takes time. After years of saber rattling between Israel and Iran, this is the first time we've seen actual exchanges. In the past months and a couple of years, we've seen, especially after the October attack in Israel, we've seen Israel and or Tehran and Israel exchanging missiles. But this is the first time there has been an actual war, the 12-day war, so called, and it has not led to the closure of the strait. However, in the future, it could. And so many of these countries that rely on energy resources from these straits are going to look for alternatives in the future. And I think they are going to look at new areas like in Africa and other places where new oil finds are being made and developments are following.
So, considering the geopolitical situation that Taiwan is in, with Beijing having a lot of influence in Africa right now, do you think Taiwan might have difficulties finding alternative energy and oil field sources in Africa?
I believe that sometimes the politics, the global politics, is separated from the markets. In that, if a country wants to sell its oil, it might not look at how Beijing sees a country before it sells its oil to that country. When it comes to diplomacy, it's a different ball game. But when it comes to the market, that could also be different. And so I think that no matter what, Taiwan will definitely get an alternative in the markets. And after all, countries such as the United States and others still recognize Taiwan at some levels. And I believe that could also make up for any gaps that could be created as a result of these tensions in the Persian Gulf.